Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Russians are not only in misbelief, but they are shown their place. They are uncovered. They are naked for all of us to see that Europe actually doesn't really matter. Doesn't have an independent foreign policy, doesn't have an army, doesn't have a unified political direction. It's just a paper tiger. So what happened? Emmanuel Macron organized a summit in Paris today, Monday, with all the, how do you call these guys? Frustrated leaders of Europe. Why? Because Donald Trump said, you guys are not involved in my negotiations with Putin. And everybody, it's not that they didn't know that, is that everybody sees it, that they are insignificant to anything. They're just going to be informed. So Macron organized this, and I have two articles to talk about it. And then we have an article with Macron calling Mohammed bin Salman. Remember who that is? That is the de facto ruler of Saudi Arabia. He's going to be the master of ceremonies. He's going to organize the summit of the Russian delegation and the American delegation tomorrow on the 18th, when they're going to meet and decide, or at least discuss certain things together, without the Europeans and without the other ones, just the two of us. And this, remember, Macron calls Mohammed bin Salman, who about 2 years ago was considered not only by CIA's memo, they did a little, not a memo, a little report, where they said that Mohammed bin Salman most likely knew about the murder of Khashoggi in Turkey. Remember that one when the guy was entered and never came out in one piece, to put it mildly? So this guy was considered a murderer 2 years ago, and now he's the master blaster. And Macron calls him to pledge with him, I don't know exactly what, about the Ukraine talks, like begging. Why? He's left out. His ego is hurt. He was shown to everybody who these guys are. Nobodies. Alone, they are nobodies. France, Great Britain, Germany, Italy, the powerhouses of Europe are nobodies on this anymore. As I said, like old whores who want attention. Nobody gave them. Not for free, even for free. That's the second one. And the third topic that I have here, I'm going to show you 4 articles where the Europeans, they want peace, but they will want to send troops in Ukraine. How is that working? All these countries that I'm going to mention here were actively involved, I would say, in the war in Ukraine. So let's start with the first article. We're going to talk about it. NBC News, European leaders gather for emergency meeting after Trump shuts them out of Ukraine talks. This guy's right here is one of them. European leaders are set to hold an emergency working meeting in Paris on Monday to align their position after the Trump administration said Europe would be excluded from talks with Russia to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine. So this is right here. This article is from today at 9:00 a.m. But I have this article here from Agence France Presse. Better, right? From, again, February 17th, 1:30 p.m. So that it's already over there in Europe, should be about 8 o'clock, right there when this was written. Europe leaders battle for unity after Trump shock. Why don't you have your own policy, foreign policy? Well, here is Tusk, the Prime Minister of Poland, and this is probably Tusk, isn't he? Yeah, Donald Tusk, and this is Macron. Why do you guys don't have your independent? Oh, you are together? Oh, bullshit. Trump showed you how together you are. And I'm going to show you some statements coming from the leaders of Europe, very much frustrated. European leaders Monday sought to overcome differences at emergency Paris talk on responding to a shock policy shift on the war in Ukraine by the new US administration of Donald Trump. Okay, that's one country. How about you? You don't matter. As Germany bristled at suggestions troops could be deployed. No, they were not. Germany is under US occupation since 1945. What are you talking about? With European policymakers still reeling from US Vice President J.D. Vance's withering attack on European Union at the annual Munich Security Forum, key leaders attended the meeting at the Élysée Palace, called at the last minute by Emmanuel Macron. So what happened over here? Macron held telephone talks with Trump just before the summit. The French president said, Europe's security is at a turning point. EU Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen wrote on X. Now remember, Ursula was not voted directly by the European people and citizens. She was voted by the European Commission. Don't forget that one. Not an elected official. Yes, it is about Ukraine, but it is also about us, she said, calling for a surge on defense spending. Do you know, Miss von der Leyen, what her position was? Not the doggy style position. Do you know what her position was before she was appointed as the president of the European Commission? She was the defense minister of Germany. So, my guys who sponsored me and opened the doors for me, we're gonna give you more weapons. It's all over? I don't think so. Trump is fighting some other big interests over there. So let's go further. So it's about all of us. About all of us, like what? Keeping these guys spending more money on a war that could have been avoided? The problem is the Americans did not avoid it. So now the Americans are going out and leaving these guys in the cold. Now, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, with 18% votes, that's how much this guy's party got in the latest elections. So he was not directly elected. He's not an elected official. He's appointed because his party in the last elections in Great Britain got 18 point something percent. So out of 100% of the electorate, let's say 60%, 18 voted for his party, 18%. And he was appointed the Prime Minister, democracy in England, Great Britain, with a king, by the way. All right, so fuck off in a minute. So, Keir Starmer comes and says what? Aware of the importance of London showing commitment to European security after BRICS. No, you are part of the war. You were part of the war. You are one of the how should I call it? The attack dogs. And it says our own troops on the ground if necessary in response to what he called a once-in-a-generation moment for the collective security of our continent. No, they create hysteria for you to agree with him. So they want troops on the ground. So why don't you protect your country? Why do you protect yours? Why don't you stay in your fucking island over there for a change and leave everybody else alone? Yes, everybody else. Why don't you? You can't, because if you do that, your little island will sink. If tomorrow each and every country is left by itself, let's say don't do business with anybody else, Great Britain will die in 2 weeks. Is that how much you can survive without food? 2 weeks? 2 weeks. What do we eat? Potatoes? Potato famine? Sounds familiar? Oh, that was in Ireland? Forget about it. What do you have? Wind, drizzle, and ocean. That's all you got. And some sheep around or goats. God damn it, you get me? If you don't take your resources, almost all your resources from abroad, you're dying. So you have to control everybody else to give you the resources. What do you have to give in response? You tell me. What will you give? What do you produce? Oh, you have the money exchange, London exchange? What do you produce? And I'm not being the car, Jaguar, not yours anymore. Bentley, is it yours? Still yours? Is it? Mini Cooper, is it yours? These are all gone. All gone. So what do you have? What do you produce? So what's your trade? Fish? That's what you do? Fishing around? All right. So this is Great Britain for you. Sorry, my British friends, or English friends, or Welsh friends, or Irish friends, or Scottish friends. That's all. Not any baboons that might live in Great Britain at the present. But after the talks, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that any debate now on sending peacekeepers to Ukraine was completely premature and highly inappropriate while the war is ongoing. Scholz said he was a little irritated about the debate at the wrong time and on the wrong topic. Why did you show up, my friend? So, Spain's foreign minister, José Manuel Albarracín, said that while it was necessary for Europeans to meet and prepare decisions, nobody is currently planning to send troops to Ukraine, especially because peace is still far off. No, you're afraid. You're scared. You're zero. Take practical steps. Oh, I like that. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, who tries to be important in Europe, remember that. Whenever you hear the Poles talking nowadays, it's because they want to play a role, more important role in Europe. They have a lot of frustration from the past 200 years, more exactly since 1794, when they were dismantled, until about, what, now? Where they think they're gonna come and smack people. And remember, when you hear the Poles talking, think that they're like very frustrated. And they want to be more important. So when you want to be more important, then you're going to overdo it. So you're going to look like a baboon. Take it easy, stay there, take care of your Polish people, leave the Ukrainians alone, leave everybody around your country alone. Those are your territories right now. And you know what I mean? No, you're going to see the Poles overexpanding militarily. Another key, we see Poland is key participant on Monday, said he would urge European leaders at the meeting summit to immediately boost Europe's defenses, warning that they do not match Russia's. Of course you don't, and you wouldn't. We will not be able to effectively help Ukraine if we don't immediately take practical steps regarding our own defense capabilities. How is that practical? So I'm helping Ukraine if I arm myself? There's two different things. Ukraine, Poland. I can arm myself, Poland, how much I want. But how do you help Ukraine? Oh, do you mean you give them weapons? Are you going to intervene? Are you going to fight the Russians? You won't. 100%. The Russians will queue up in no time. They will have no patience with Poland. I guarantee you that. Why? Look at their history. French newspaper Le Monde. I'm not going to read this communist right there. So here it is, my friends. Process to peace. Let's look at the next one. Macron pleads with Saudi prince, that's Mohammed bin Salman, over Ukraine talks. Please, I want to come to... That's exactly how it occurred. I was online, hooked right there with KGB on it. The French president has talked to Mohammed bin Salman. Let's have a sword dance a little bit with Mohammed bin Salman before the upcoming US-Russia meeting in Riyadh. What could this baboon, Mr. Macron, possibly talk to Mohammed bin Salman? What are you wearing? I'm a little bit upset. Mohammed? I don't know what's the diminutive for Mohammed in, Mohammed? What? I didn't drink anything, my friends. It's just the way I make myself, happy. What are you wearing? My tongues are in my ass right now. Let's leave it out. Yes, please don't take Trump and that evil Putin. No, I will, you. All right, let's move on with Baboonistan. What possibly this guy can talk to Mohammed bin Salman? Call me, invite me. I will be there. I'll be there, time and place. French President Emmanuel Macron has revealed that he's spoken on the telephone with Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to discuss the Ukraine conflict and the EU's role in ending hostilities. Zero in French. Zero. Zero. Roll. I'm going to make a roll. I'm going to make it French. Zero. Roll. The call comes ahead of a meeting between US and the Russian evil guy delegations in Saudi capital Riyadh, expected on Tuesday. In a post on X on Monday, Macron listed the topics covered in his call with bin Salman. Let's see. Including Gaza, Lebanon, and Syria. Regarding Ukraine, the French leader said he had discussed the role Saudi Arabia could play in fostering a solid and lasting peace with Europeans at the center of the process. Fuck off. You're out. What do you mean? Saudi Arabia will say nothing. Mohammed bin Salman will be over there, like he always is. Like that. And he's going to play zero role in anything over there. It's going to be just pictures with Putin and Trump. Going to be like swords dance a little bit here and there. And that's it. That's it. Trump will get his $600 billion investment from bin Salman. Salman will talk to Putin about the oil production. And that's going to be it. They're going to be all friends. We'll be friends right till the end. You're going to see. Nothing. Macron, hey, can you... Fuck off. So anyway, embarrassing. How strong is Paris that has to call Riyadh? let's go back in time about 100 years and look at France and Riyadh. I super dare you. Do you think at that time the French would call the Riyadh? Did they have telephones? I'm not trying to insult anybody, but anyway, maybe go even further if you want. When Napoleon was in Egypt, in the area, let's say, where were the other guys? Woo, 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 woo. And I'm not, remember the war, the Battle of the Pyramids? He fucked those Mamelukes like this, bang. Why? We got guns and shit. We got horses. Okay, keep them. All right, that's a joke. That's a joke. All right, for dense people, that was a joke, just so you know. Next one. In the meantime, these guys don't want peace. Why? Look at this. No one peace, look at this. Ukrainska Pravda, UK Prime Minister ready to deploy country's troops to Ukraine to secure peace agreement, the Telegraph. Oh my God, you can't even defend your fucking sinking island, man. UK Prime Minister stated that he is ready to deploy US troops to Ukraine to ensure the implementation of any peace agreements. The United Kingdom is ready to play a leading role, not invited, not required, in accelerating work on security guarantees for Ukraine. This includes further support for Ukraine's military-industrial complex. You know now who's benefiting. You know who's behind all this. Banks, as I said, three things. Banks, military-industrial complex for various countries, and then the last one was that, the energy sector. What do you think these guys banned Russian gas and oil so they can enter the European market and destroy the cheap Russian gas? Where the UK has already committed £3 billion a year until at least 2030. Did you ask your constituency? Just do a referenda regarding that. We're going to give Ukraine £3 billion pounds a year. Your schools are fixed. I heard that in Great Britain, the schools, the roads, the hospitals, the airports are clean as shit. I've been to Heathrow Airport last year. Okay? But it's the greatest airport as the volume, but as it is garbage. Is that fixed to you? Anyway, so that's what he wants, to help. Nobody wants it. They want to worm themselves in. The worm goes like this, actually, not like a serpent, like the tick. That's what they try to do. Remember, Starmer cannot, or Great Britain cannot play an active role in deploying troops in Ukraine. That would be exactly what they wanted in the first place. NATO deployment of troops in Ukraine. Now they're gonna go and peacekeeping forces? No, that's exactly what they were trying to do. We're gonna come as peacekeeping forces. No, the Russians will say, we're gonna blow you up if you come over there. Niet, get out. And they should. They are active participants in a war. You can't be, the Americans were, but the Americans are strong. These guys are, how's that? Yesterday's news? Let's go to another baboon right here. UK, ready to send troops to Ukraine, Starmer, and then we have these guys. Can you believe that the Swedes are ready to join peacekeeping forces in Ukraine? Again, this guy is an, I don't know, flick. That's all you need, to flick him over his beak. He don't have to use not even a palm or side of the palm like that. Look at this guy. Sweden is ready to send peacekeeping. Nobody will allow you to send squat. And I'm going to show you what Trump says about peacekeeping troops, and he's more normal than these guys. Right here. US eyes, and it's according to New Voice of Ukraine, eyes China, Brazil for Ukraine peacekeeping force. These guys, China and Brazil, were more neutral, or let's put it neutral, not you Starmer, not you Sweden. Forget about it. So my friends, this is an exposure of the emperor has no clothes kind of thing. This is Europe going around in public and everybody's like, yesterday's news, what's going on with these guys? Why? Because of the United States of America. If the Americans say back off, it's like child's tantrum. They want war. They don't want peace. They want war. Trump wants peace. These guys want war. And obviously I'm exaggerating, but guys, we're going to give you some contracts right now. The time is up, maybe in 2 months. So right now, this is treason. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.